We are not only thinking about Georgia, we're thinking about all of college football when it pertains to locks. We're giving out locks against the spread. It's fantastic because we're going to give you a sneak preview of what we think the score is going to be for this weekend's game against Georgia. Give you all them locks, give you all them understandings. And this just in, we're betting on this. We're going to be in Athens talking about all these. You get to watch Daniel and I have a sweat with the Red River rivalry. I guarantee you. Next on Locked On Bulldogs.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up? Nobody wants to watch us sweat, Clint. That's not appealing to a single person. We are so happy that you're here. He is Clint. I am Daniel. This is the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
That's right.
If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Leave us some feedback. Leave us a comment. Leave us a rating and review. We would appreciate that greatly. Helps us out a tremendous amount. Subscribe to the Subtext. You can get the information about that in the description. All of that is great. We'd love to interact with you. And today's locks. It's time to stop talking about this game against Kentucky, and it's time to start making official predictions, Clint. This is where things get officially official. There's no changing this prediction. This is held forever. This is
the inner sanctum. Mm-hmm. Well, what happens on the internet stays on the internet forever. It doesn't forget. So
let that be a lesson to all of us.
Let that burner phones could be destroyed.
Burner. All right. Let's talk about what's going to happen in this game. We've gone back and forth all week. Can Georgia stop this Kentucky rushing attack? Can Georgia move the ball on this Kentucky offense? Is it going to be another classic Mark Stoops, I almost said Mark Richt. I got Mark Richt on the brain after his appearance this week in Athens.
Fine that you do, yeah.
Kirby Smart, Mark Stoops. Is it going to be a classic bloodbath, or is this the year that we're going to see things get opened up a little bit, maybe as they were a couple years ago when, if you recall, Clint,
I recall,
Mark Stoops death marched himself in
the wildest thing. He death marched himself to a. Did he cover on that one? Was that cover town? They went to the field goal to cover.
He got the second touchdown. I'm not sure if it was a cover, but like he did score more points than anyone had scored against that Georgia defense to that.
And that's all that he wanted. He went into the boosters and he said, "You name another team that scored that many on Georgia, I'll wait."
So what kind of a game are we looking at here, Clint? What's the official prediction? The line is 14.5, came out at 17, got bet way down. Apparently people have watched Georgia Kentucky games before and they said plus 17. Yes, thank you. I'll take all of those points. So now if you want to catch the points, you only are getting 14.5. The over under is 49. Do you have a lock in this game?
I don't have a lock.
Me either. So
Daniel,
give me
your
prediction.
So many options. Okay, I'm going to give you a little stat. Pat over at CFB's Pat over on Twitter. Fantastic follow. He points out it's Pat. Dakota rings and it's Pat.
Daniel, it's the reference that none of you are getting, but it's fine.
The Redcoat marching band that listens to us, who's reached us on Twitter, is just wondering, why do I listen to these old men? That's what they're wondering right now.
Listen, make better life choices. I don't know how to help you.
That's on you. You could stop. Don't stop, but you could. I'm just saying. UGA has the most passes of 10 plus yards in the SEC. Most.
Well, ain't
passes.
That a thing?
That's wild. Mike Bobo and Carson Beck can't perform, though, Daniel. That's what I've been told. Here, look, there's a wide range of options for this game. It could be the classic Kentucky-Georgia game in which Stoops tries to out Kirby, and Kirby counterpunches him and knows exactly what he's doing and holds him to 5.5 points per game like he has in the past 4 games. That might happen. Or it might happen that Georgia comes out swinging, goes up 21-0, and has their own version of an attempted death march with some swing passes and some Brock Bowers screens and some Lad McConkey screens over to the outside in the second half, and we win by 21 points. Both of those are equally on the table in my mind. And I don't want to touch the under. I don't want to touch the over. I don't want to touch the point spread on either direction because, again, this is Kentucky, Georgia in Athens, and it's wild, Daniel. So no lock, but my official prediction for this game. I said a touchdown a quarter against Auburn. We were close to that amount. 28 points is what I predicted last week against Auburn. We were in that ballpark range. I'm going to go the same prediction, 28 points. I think the most consistent thing that Georgia is going to do is I think we're going to be balanced. I think we're going to hit on the pass plays, like to your point yesterday. Then we're going to hit some big gainers. I think Ladd is going to break out. There ain't no more out routes for him to run. He is now screaming up the seams. I think Brock continues to be Brock. I think 28 points.
Who else could he be?
He can't be anybody but the best college football player.
Correct.
And shut up about Caleb Williams. All of you, I don't understand USC fans made their way over here, but gosh, the disrespect is mighty. And I think Kentucky scores 13. So 28-13, Daniel, is my official prediction for this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not locking anything up because of all the things that you said. I think Georgia could score 40 in this game. I think Georgia could score 18 in this game.
Yep.
I think so I can't touch the over or the under because there's such a wide range of potential score outcomes.
No.
I can't lay them because I've seen too many Georgia-Kentucky games. And I can't take the points with Kentucky because it conflicts with my morals.
Because it pains you.
And so if you had to pin me down and get my official prediction, which you're going to get.
I'm doing right now.
Yeah. I'm going to go a classic Kentucky-Georgia slugfest. And I'm going to go 23-17. Georgia pulls it out. But it's a nervy, gross, like Georgia's ahead by 9 to 10 points. Kentucky gets a field goal in the fourth quarter to cut it to 6, 23-17. Georgia has a chance to run out the clock, but they can't do it. They have to punt it back to Kentucky.
Hey! This isn't grab the bucket for
Kentucky's got the ball down 23-17, and Georgia gets the stop to win the game. Like, that's the kind of game I'm imagining.
Because it's Kentucky, Georgia.
Because it's Kentucky, Georgia. So, like, yeah. I mean, so in that outcome, it would be an easy under, and it would be an easy, take the points. But neither of them feel right because I could foresee, like you said, I could absolutely foresee, 42-10 as a possible score in this game. Which would obviously go the other way on both of those predictions. But that's my official prediction. Neither of us are locking anything up. We do have many locks that we feel so good about heading into a loaded slate of college football, all of which we will get to right after these.
And these are eBay Motors. Daniel and I will be needing some sort of transportation assistance this weekend. I can almost guarantee you. The Smith brothers will, in fact, have used a wheel somewhere on our van and use it as a battering ram into somebody's home. Okay, this is. I
mean, when the Smith brothers get together, you don't know
weird things, but. Don't worry, because Daniel and I will just go right over to eBay Motors. We'll put in the make, the model of his vehicle, and we'll know exactly the right part, the right fit, the right price, and it'll be shipped to us. It's easy. It's satisfaction guaranteed. It's the eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available for U.S. customers. Head over there right now, put your car into the My Garage, and then each and every time you'll be checked. It'll say, yes, this part that you're looking at does in fact fit your car. The right parts, the right fit, the right price. ebaymotors.com. Get over there right now and find satisfaction in the right part perfectly. We got locks. There's a lot. It is chock full, Daniel. On this,
the slate is loaded to the gills.
Okay.
By the way, we're also going to be there's a lock on the Braves game on Saturday.
It's called the dub. It's called
Take the money line, take the Braves money line, and
Yes,
just
sir.
ride it
Just
on out.
ride.
You teased it earlier, so let's not bury the lead, Clint.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Red River.
Let's go.
You got
right
a lock
there.
in this game. I know you do.
I know you do as well.
I have a
Daniel.
lock in this game. You know I do. Are they the same?
Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah. I'm taking the points because Oklahoma's going to win the game.
Oklahoma, sprinkle it on the money line. This is the Red River rivalry, and things get chaotic in this game, and it is always closer. Every single time it comes down to a fumble, interception, or two of them in the fourth quarter. Get me the points.
6.5 points you can catch. If you
Too
find
many
a
points.
7 out there, that's great, but I don't need it. Don't pay for a 7 if you don't need a 7. You understand what I'm trying to say? Don't pay the extra juice for a +7 when +6.5 is going to be just fine. It's Oklahoma is the only team in college football that is top 5 in offense, in total offense and total defense.
Yeah.
The only team in college football that's top 5 in both of those categories. It is advantageous, to say the least. The team it's a good team. Now, I know Texas is good. I know that they have been tested, obviously the road game in Alabama, but I expect this to be a highly entertaining game. I expect it to be a back and forth affair. I do expect it to be close. I think Oklahoma is going to pull it out, but even if they don't pull it out, catching 6.5 points, lock it up.
Give me the same lock. We'll be watching this at a tailgate in Athens. We'll be over on the Twitter and the Subtext, letting y'all know where we are at. Come join us. Bring some Weller. If you don't know what Weller is,
don't come join us.
Don't come join us. You're not welcome. No, just kidding. But we'll be watching this game because, Oklahoma, and this just in, Oklahoma might actually be real good. Like Dylan Gabriel, real.
The offense you knew was going to be playing great. They played great last year. What Brent Venables has done in that defense in 1 year to turn them around. Last year, that defense was so bad, and they are much improved on the season. Now they will be facing the best quarterback and the best wide receivers that they have played so far in this game by far. So we'll see how they do there. But this is a must-watch game. All right, where are you going next?
Daniel, by the way, that is my lock of the week.
That is also my lock of the week. So that's why I gave it out first. It's just I'll go somewhere else for my lock of the week though, Clint. I got another one. I'm gonna hit you with another one.
Okay.
You ready?
I am.
This is a trappy, fishy, confusing line.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna think too much about it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna jump in with both feet. Kansas took it on the chin last week.
Badly.
They were competitive in that first quarter. That game was back and forth, 14-14, I believe. And then Texas just said, enough is enough. We're done playing with our food. And they beat Kansas badly.
Yes.
Kansas is still a good football team. Texas is just a great football team. Like Texas is very good. Kansas is still a good football team. UCF is not a good football team.
No, wow.
They're not good.
Okay. Little fool's gold happening down there at UCF.
They blew a massive lead at home last weekend.
So bad.
Embarrassing fashion. Now they take the road and they go up to Lawrence, Kansas. I think Kansas, it could be a letdown spot. And I think that's what's being anticipated with this line. The line is Kansas -2.5. I think Vegas is projecting a letdown spot. I think it's the other way. This happened to Kansas last year, if you will recall, Clint. They started out great, got themselves in the top 25, and then the wheels fell off at the end of the season.
Big time.
I think the coaching staff at Kansas, who I think is actually very good, Leipold, I think is the guy's name.
Mm-hmm.
I think the coaching staff has learned from that and is going to make the necessary adjustments this year. I think this is actually a get-right spot for Kansas. I think they reestablished themselves as a pretty good team in the Big 12 against an inferior UCF team who has a worse coach in Gus Malzahn, a worse quarterback in the former Ole Miss baseball player Plumlee, and just worse overall talent all across the board. Give me Kansas laying the short number -2.5 at home.
Daniel, that is, I like it. I like it. Let's go down. I'm going to give you another team. Maybe Kansas is a good team. I'm going to go to another good team, sneaky good team. They're 3-2 against the spread this year, going up against a team that's also sneaky good and took on the aforementioned Texas and held them to a have to remember. But Fresno State's a good team, Daniel. Top 25, make it in there. Fresno State travels up to Wyoming. Wyoming is catching 6 at home against Fresno State.
They are.
Y'all don't think about this. Take the Bulldogs. Take Fresno State. Lay the 0.6. I don't care. I'm going against convention. And the reason I'm going against convention, Daniel, is because the chaos of this football season. Wyoming did play well at home against Texas. I understand. Fresno State knows Wyoming very, very well. And Fresno State is a very fundamental team that blew out a couple of spots already. When the spread is less than 6, they are 2-0 this year against that. When the spread is bigger, greater, Fresno State hasn't covered against 22 points, 24 points. But when the spread is low, Fresno State plays out. Give me the Fresno State Bulldogs laying the 6 against Wyoming. I don't care.
I'm not going to fight you on this, but I could not hate this pick anymore. Wyoming at home.
Yeah.
They've already beaten Texas Tech, like on the field, beat Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Wyoming at home is not a team that you want to mess with.
See, this is a contrarian pick right here, Dan. I'm telling
Wyoming's
you.
going to win this football game.
Nope.
And they're going to cover that 6 as they do it. All right. We've got more games. We've got more picks. All of them coming up right after this. How many more you got, Clint? I got 3 more.
Well, I could have 4. Could have 2.
All right, I'm going to jump out then.
You jump out.
I'm going to lead out with another underdog. I got a lot of underdogs on the card this week.
Okay.
And I like that. I don't think you need to think too hard about this one either. Don't look at the names.
Yeah. It's way too many points.
Don't look at the names of the schools.
Way too many points.
Don't look at the history of the programs or the prestige. LSU is traveling to Columbia, Missouri.
Yep.
And the Columbia, Missouri Tigers are catching 6.5 points at home. I'll take them. Yeah, I'll take them. Do you know why? Because the best player on either team by a mile is Luther Burden.
He's extremely good.
And so why would I not bet on him?
You should.
I should.
You should.
And I will.
And you did.
Give me the Missouri Tigers plus 6.5.
I'm going to go to another underdog myself, Daniel, and I'm going to save a couple that I'm not too proud of, but again, I want to get some money back. Clemson has shown talent this year, but has also shown a lot of bad things.
Mm-hmm.
The Demon Deacons are catching 21 points against Clemson, Daniel.
He's about to go bet on Wake Forest.
I am taking the Wake Forest Demon Deacons plus the 21. Why? Because Clemson's not a great team. 21 points is a lot of points to be laying for not a great team. I don't know if you understand. Dabo Swinney ain't it. Without a generational quarterback, he ain't it. They don't have a generational quarterback. So guess what? He ain't it. Give me the underdog Demon Deacons plus 21 all day, every day.
Yikes. That's a lot of points, Clint.
It's a lot of points.
An awful lot of points. Listen, if you think that I'm going to host this podcast and let you come out here and disrespect the Cougs like this, I'm not going to stand for it.
Ooh.
Washington State is not an underdog to anybody. Listen to me. 3.5 points on the road at UCLA. There might be 22 people in the attendance of this game. What? UCLA ain't got no fans.
No.
There's not going to be any fans in that stadium. There
No.
might be more Washington State fans in the stadium than there may
They
be
travel.
UCLA fans. Washington State is a good football team. They ugly up the game. They play their style. And Cam Ward is a very good quarterback.
Very.
UCLA's got a true freshman quarterback. He's very talented as well. But going up against the Washington State defense with a true freshman quarterback, I'll take Washington State. I'll take the points, 3.5. You're not going to – I just take the Cougs, man. Like
double it up.
Yeah.
I am with him as well. Give me the Cougs. This is one that I saw and I circled right away because this is disrespectful to who they are. I don't know if this is namesake. I don't know what's going on, but that 3.5 is far too many points. Take the Cougs. They're winning this on the field. I'm going to go to another team. Daniel, I don't want the fans that are watching this. Not the Georgia fans, because you guys understand. You guys know. I don't want the fans that have found their way over here because they can't help but think about us and keep our names on their tongue all the time. So, Alabama fan, I don't want you in the comments saying that I'm defending you.
Oh, okay.
But to only be given up 2.5 points against Jimbo Fisher in the Aggies of A&M, I'm not saying it's that they're impressive. I'm saying Jimbo won't get much on the defensive side of the ball. And he ain't going to get much on the offensive side of the ball because Alabama's got a very, very, very talented defense. And Milroe can run for days. Give me the Crimson Tide laying the 2.5, Daniel.
I think Texas A&M's going to win this game.
No.
I just do. I think they're going to win the game. This is a fascinating game on Saturday. This is a fascinating game.
Yeah, I agree.
It has the potential to be very ugly, but it's going to be fascinating no matter what.
It will be ugly.
I got one more, and it's also an SEC affair. And I'm gonna look at a total here.
I like totals.
Let's go Ole Miss, Arkansas.
Oh,
okay.
Hockey. Oh no.
The total is 63. Now, if you recall, Ole Miss damn near scored 63 themselves last week against LSU. They hit 55. So that's a lot of points. Arkansas, the last couple of weeks, has scored quite a few points themselves. They scored, I think, 28 against LSU. They occasionally they've been putting together some offensive performances. I'm going to take the under in this game, though, Clint. I think this is a game where the defenses settle in. I think this is a game where Arkansas is going to have a much better game plan for containing Ole Miss than LSU did. And that game plan, I think, would start with tackle somebody.
Try that. Which
LSU did not do the entire game. And so give me the Arkansas Ole Miss under 63. That's my last line.
Love it. This has been Locked On Bulldogs. Come back tomorrow where we talk about excited, nervous. Don't sleep on for this Georgia affair against Kentucky Saturday. And we will see you guys then.
See ya.